tutorial is about the new timekeeping procedures that will be instituted by Housing Action Illinois and its affiliates starting October 1st, 2016, which is the start of the fiscal year 2017. This new timesheet allows us to more accurately capture all of the activities that our affiliates are undertaking so that we will not have any issues with any future audits conducted by HUD or one of HUD's contractors. This timesheet is actually fairly simple to use and corresponds quite well to the data that housing counseling affiliates are keeping for the requisition form. So you'll start at the top with the name of the organization, the date, the employee's name, and then if the employee has an ID affiliated with their company, then they would put the employee ID in as well. Then you would record the hours for the individual activities. You'll note that there is a fund code. In this case, the fund code is HUD fiscal year 16 because, of course, this is the contract was awarded in fiscal year 16. So as of October 1st, you would write HUD fiscal year 16. One-on-one counseling. So all of the items for one-on-one counseling, whether it's rental, pre-purchase, post-purchase, homelessness, or reverse mortgage, would be captured in this row. And you would indicate how many hours that the housing counseling employee spent on those specific activities for each day of the month. So you can see that this timesheet shows the month of September. There are 31 days that are listed, and of course, since it's September, you would only use 30. It also shows if there's any administrative work that the housing counselor was doing, if there's any group counseling activity, and again, just like the requisition form, all of the group counseling activities, which are listed as 8A through F on the requisition as well as in the 9902, would be captured in this row and would be indicated for how many hours of group activity that the employee conducted for each one of those days. There's also a separate row for marketing and outreach, for training and travel. So, for example, if the housing counselor is attending a neighborhood training institute or is attending a local training, you would indicate the amount of time that was used for training and travel in this row. And that shows you your grand total for all of your HUD activities. And you notice that we put that in yellow, and it will automatically total here. Then you would indicate all of your other work, leave without pay, holiday, sick leave, comp time if your organization has that, other travel that is not related to your housing counseling work, and then it will show the total hours worked and leave taken. So once this is done, you should have information that shows what your employee did, not only for HUD-related activity, but also for all other activity. And again, this shows a separate column for each day of the month. And it automatically totals up this information, so it should be pretty easy for you to use. At the bottom, there is a legend, and the legend indicates the description of the code. So for example, for one-on-one counseling, the code is HC001. For group counseling, the code is HC002. And there are also codes for training. marketing outreach, and administrative. So you want to make sure that those that information is included, and you can see that that activity code is listed up here before the total hours worked. At the bottom, both the employee and that employee's supervisor need to sign and date this timesheet before it is sent to Housing Action Illinois. If it has not been signed and dated, we will send that back and ask you to update that. And like before, Housing Action Illinois expects to see that these timesheet hours will meet or exceed the number of hours that are included in the requisition. So again, if you indicate in your requisition that you are seeking reimbursement for 30 hours, but your timesheets, whether it's for one employee or for several employees, only equals 20 hours, then we are going to come back and we're going to ask you, where are those additional 10 hours and can you document those? Also, you'll notice that this timesheet is in an Excel spreadsheet, which means that there are options for you if you would like to make changes to this timesheet. As indicated in the email that was sent out on September 1st, you can use this timesheet in one of two ways. You can either take what's in this timesheet and incorporate that into your existing timekeeping system, or you can use this as a separate sheet or a companion to your timekeeping system. You can also, if you would like, go into this Excel spreadsheet and make changes. If you decide to make changes, all we ask is that the minimum items that are currently in this item or in this document be kept. So for example, where the activity and the work performed, the total hours, the number of days, all of those things need to remain. But if you decided, for example, that you wanted to add separate rows under group counseling for 8A, 8B, 8C, 8D, and so on, and the same thing for one-on-one counseling 9A through 9F, you're more than welcome to do that. That's why we created this form in an Excel spreadsheet. The only thing that we would ask is any changes that you make to this, if you would share those changes with us, because if those changes make a lot of sense, then we will want to share those with the rest of our network. I hope that this provides a simple yet effective explanation of the new timekeeping system and the new timesheets. But if you have any questions, you know you can reach out to David, Jennifer, Bibian, or Andrew at any time. We look forward to hearing from you, and thank you for listening.